Good morning from the Mutts and Mittens Manor. I've been asked by one of our loyal volunteers to make a video of our setup, and so I'm trying to accommodate that. This is the front. It's the front door, and strangely, when we thought about the manor, I thought people would use the front door. It turns out that no guest at the manor actually comes through the front door. All guests at the manor come through the garage. So I'm actually going to take you down that way because may as well do this the way you would actually get introduced. And then bear with me because I'm feeling kind of stupid walking around talking to myself. I don't even have a dog with me. I've actually put all the dogs up right now because I do not need any help trying to walk, talk, and video. It would probably be a lethal endeavor for me. If you don't know me, I am not graceful. So here is the garage. As you can see, it is a storage area. We have extra fencing, gates, and then of course stacks of crates, baby gates, you know, extra kinds of supplies. We also have some food, pallets of food and biscuits, and we have birthing pools and swimming pools that we do put out in nice weather for the dogs. And then off to, you know, to the side here we have we don't always open up the garage doors. People do actually come through the gate. This is our small fenced area for dogs going through heartworm treatment, little dogs or dogs with leg surgeries that need a restricted space. And then that opens up into the big fenced areas. So now let's just go ahead, go through the garage and into the manor itself, past the pallets of food and, well, detritus. Now this is the garage door into the house. This is actually a great back entry. It does get a lot of mud and dirt off of paws before we get anywhere. When we walk in the door, immediately to our left is a room. Window into the garage. It is a dark little room. It's small room, but we have found it to be useful. For a long time it was actually Georgia and Felix's room. Mama Maddie Moo actually raised her babies in here. Sheba's puppies have been in here. And right now Connor just left. It was an isolation ward for Connor straight out of the shelter. Now that he's left, I'm in the process of getting it sanitized because Lily, our tripod, is coming tomorrow and she is still recovering from surgery. So this is going to be where she stays at least until she gets the all clear to resume playing with other dogs. I want to make sure those stitches are healed up. And there's our welcoming squad. As you would think any manor would have, we've got leashes. And then this opens up into our laundry room, where the most put upon washer and dryer in the history of any residence lives. It is also currently where we have Harry and Riff Raff Rafe Rafe. These two happen to be turnout partners. Harry is recovering from heartworm treatment. And Rafe had never been in a house, and she has found lots of things about the house to be scary, including things like the fridge kicking on, the sound of the dryer, the sound of the washer. We are in fact still working on getting Rafe to walk past a heat vent when it is blowing heat. Okay, in our laundry room we are blessed with these huge double cupboards. You know, and that's got laundry soap and dog food and the vacuum, more dog foods because of course we have several dogs on special foods. So it's kind of dark in here, you can't really see, but we are blessed with huge, it's 8 feet long of cupboards. Now over here, if we turn around, you see that back door, and then we have a wall of cupboards. We also have a wall of cupboards up here, which is great for all of our cleaning supplies. They're up high so they can't open the cupboards and get into them. And then of course in here we've got all of our foods, canned foods, baby foods, biscuits, treats, and all of our extra supplies, you know, food and water dishes, some cat stuff for when we have cats, some medical supplies, and some tools, wipes, and yeah, pee pads, because we need those. We've got diapers, and we've got, of course, blankets and towels and all of those kinds of supplies for keeping our babies warm. We've got some spare beds. As you can see, lots of storage space, which a rescue needs. Now, I'd ask you to bear in mind, this is also my primary residence. Actually, it's my only residence. So now we're going through the killer gate, but into the kitchen and the family room. Now, as soon as I go through this gate, immediately to my left is actually a half bath. Onyx is going to come out. That's a half bath. And immediately to my right is the door from the kitchen area into the sun porch. Now, this sun porch is big and sunny. It's completely enclosed. It's got a roof and everything. It also has its own heating and air conditioning unit, so it is temperature controlled. So even while it's outside, quote unquote, it is inside. Now, currently in here, hush. Hey, Mama Maddie Moo Moo. We have little sweet baby. We have little Weedicus. We have Mama Maddie Moo Moo. And we have little Tildy Maru. Tildy is in a dark crate by choice. She actually prefers the airline style. I prefer to keep them in the wire crates because I feel that it's got more airflow, but Tildy, that is her choice. And then, of course, all of these are sliding glass doors, and it all opens up into, you guessed it, the fence. Now we can go back into the house. Scoot out of the way, baby. And then we walk into the kitchen. Of course, the kitchen is not without dog supplies. I've got syringes, medicines, a lot of the additives, vitamins that plus the bleach and the, Lysol products that I use for cleaning. Right there for a quick supply. This is, of course, the family room. This is really where we spend probably most of our time outside of the office area. Now, I've come over to, right off of the kitchen, is what is technically the formal dining room. This formal dining room currently is home to Lolo Loretta. Hi, Lo. Ooh, beep, 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 Lolo. How's my sweet girl? It is home to Jilly the Gilly. Hi, Jilly the Gilly. Wiggle it just a little bit. And, of course, Mr. Sweet Potato, my shy man. You may recognize this table as being the table on which Peanut made her home when she was sick of nursing. This actually, we can walk through into what would be the formal living room. This room has actually housed multiple dogs. It had S'more, Davy Crockett, Jack, all lived in here together. Bonnie and Duke lived in here. The list goes on. There's been a ton. Of course, the whole concept of formal living room is pretty funny if you know me and how I would entertain. There's nothing formal about it. If you're my guest, be my guest, and please don't ask anything silly such as, may I use your bathroom? Because I'm not going to tell you I would rather you use the sofa, although it has been. Now, coming back through the dining room, we just come over past the wood-burning stove into the front entry of the home. Like I said, we actually never use this. That would be Roxy Roo, Motor Mouth of the South. Say hi, Roxy Roo. Say hi, Roxy Roo. And, of course, this is Diva, Bull, Cheyenne, and Owen. These are actually two of mine plus Roxy. And over here is the staircase, which we'll skip going up. But Upstairs is 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. One of those bedrooms is actually a cattery, and one of the baths is actually where I do all the dog grooming. And at one point, the one bedroom was also Bonnie and Duke's room. And then at the bottom of the stairs, of course, this opens up into that formal living room that we talked about. And then we come back over here through the family room. And there's my Smorticus. Smorty, say hi to the camera. Hi, S'more. Hi, bud. And we go upstairs into the office, which is the other room that we all spend a great deal of time in. And here, right now, we have little Rain, my little naked husky baby. Rain. And we also have Kimmy, the beagle butt, who is showing us her toy. She's got a squeak toy, and she thinks it's the best toy in the history of toydom. Isn't that, girl? We also have a balcony right here, a deck that opens up. There's a gate at the top of the stairs. I closed this for the Chihuahuas because they actually can fit through the opening between the gate and the fence, so I don't want them getting down there, but the rest of the dogs can get down into the small yard from here. The office is typically used as Little's lounge, although sometimes for a long time, this was actually Loretta's room. And it's set up to do my work. I've got the scale, the computer printers, I've got my charts and files and gosh, just, you know, desks. And then of course in here, this was originally a wet bar, and it's set up, I've got multiple shelves for flea and tick medicine storage, catalogs and books, cleaning supplies, and then some of the gallon jugs of medicines. And we've got some shelves and more cupboards. And by the way, this was all decorated before me, so don't mind the Jack Daniels labels and the beer labels. And then we have some pill bottles and liquid mixing bottles, bin of sweaters, and shelves of medicines, syringes, and ear cleaners, shampoos, warmers, all of those things that make my day-to-day life smooth. And then we have a little bench seat, which happens to open up and store leashes, collars, and toys. And harnesses, of course. Oops, sorry. And we also, in the kitchen, have a spot where we store leashes and collars and harnesses. And we have a spot in the dining room where all of the toys and bones are stored so that we can dispense those on rainy days, things like stuffed Kongs that we hand out on rainy days and blah, blah, blah. So that's pretty much the manor. And right now we're just getting ready for a few dogs, and then, you know, this is coming out onto the deck, and you'll see I have a half-acre play yard, and then there's a fence that runs down between, and then there's another half-acre play yard, and the deck itself is in that little small yard that I mentioned, where the heartworm dogs or the dogs with leg issues or the littles can go, except the Chihuahuas, because they really can fit through that one gap. And I do live on a main highway. So, and then this is just the property itself. Down past that oak tree, there is actually a boat launch. Not that you will catch my rear end on this river. There are gators, and there are water moccasins, and I am a squeamish, squealy, girly girl. But it's beautiful, and in the summer it's really beautiful once you get the Spanish moss and the leaves, and it's stunning, quintessentially southern. And so that is the Mutts and Mittens Manor, and I'm actually going to let you go so I can get these poor dogs out to play and get them some stimulation, because I really hate locking them up. Gimme, gimme, gimme.